What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to do, I told you guys I was going to make a video on, well, there's going to be a new position. There is a new position in my investment account. It is Nvidia. I started buying yesterday. I want to really lean into it. I have them up here on screen. So, Tesla, Meta, Google, Nvidia. Nvidia's the new one. They will go in order of, I just listed them in order of, I guess, weight. All of these combined are 80% of my investment account. I don't know if that's going to be, I don't know how that's going to be when I'm done buying Nvidia. How I like to, and the reason I say I word it that way is because all of these have a very similar story. I can talk about valuations and kind of where I see them at, but anybody can. I told you guys I'm a very different investor when it comes to it. Every one of these are tech. They all have their own sets of risk. They're not dividend. Nvidia's a dividend ticker, but I'm not here for the dividend. I do sell options on every one of these weekly options, so I kind of collect my own dividend. I do take those premiums and I put it right back in and just buy more shares. Just how they grow. But they're all for the growth. They're all for the team. People love to ask me, like, how much do I have in Amazon? Not that much. Amazon was one I traded day in and day out. It was Tesla and Amazon not only were my top two traded tickers, they were the top two options traded tickers last year. But I liked Amazon just because it moved contracts. I don't really care for the company. I like its growth. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But if you look at its chart, it's like sideways forever. One leg up, sideways forever. And if you ask anyone, like, hey, why do you like Amazon? Their answer is they sell stuff online. Like, sweet. That's really cool. Good job. It's like being bullish Walmart because a customer went in there and bought something. Like, what's going to be different about you in 10 years? Now, that's kind of contradictory because I do have Google out there, but I just have a lot of. Why would I need Google and Amazon? They kind of just they're powerhouses for sure. Both have a great story. I think Google has more growth to it, but every one of these I don't believe will be the same company in 10 years. They'll all have a different story. Tesla getting into the energy. Meta, I hope to be one of the, if not the main big. Metaverse. It's in the name, the stupid name. Metaverse. I'm thinking Ready Player One. If you guys haven't seen the movie Ready Player One, I'm telling you to watch it. There's no way we don't end up like, maybe not the world they live in, but as far as the metaverse, not a single fiber of my being believes we won't end up with that technology. And have you looked around? People are obsessive. They are lazy. There's a huge convenience factor to that. Now I get to identify as whatever I want in my own little universe. That's the real world times two. You've heard this, I don't care how old you are, they don't make any more land. JK, they are. They're making a whole nother world. So they're going to sell real estate in there. Companies will be posted up in there. Like, you'll walk in the store, physically walk in, buy stuff, but it gets mailed to you in real life. Like, that's just going to be, I can see a lot of cons to that, but there's a lot of pros. I don't want to get too in-depth with all of these, but that's the gamble. I'm obviously taking a gamble on every one of these. One I like a lot investment-wise, smooth and steady, just wins the race kind of play, Google. They have so much money on hand. All these guys have money. There's going to be a pattern with all of these companies. But not only is that, but Google's like, we got so much money, let's buy other things. Let's grow some other small stuff. Let's find some other startups. So who knows what they're going to come up with later. I'd say I think Google and Meta are probably the two most chill that I have. The reason why I don't want to just hype Tesla, I don't want to say I'm a fanboy. I just really like it for a lot of reasons, like, facts. And undisputed facts, not really opinion. Like, you can't fight me over them because they're real. But just their growth and everything. But one of the Tesla's biggest pros and cons is Elon. As much as people don't want to admit it, the stock market is also a popularity contest. You have the greatest company in the world, no one knows about it. They're not buying your company. So that has a lot of attention on Tesla. Elon does a great job with it, but you never know when he's going to pop off with something. Like, the guy doesn't care for the SEC, which is funny. But as an investor, you're thinking, like, please try not to dick with him today. Like, speaking from an investor mindset, that's not what you want. I personally will ride that roller coaster just because it's funny. But none of this is financial advice. But if you're going to listen to anything and maybe agree or hey, he's got a point, just understand Tesla comes with its own wild ride. Nvidia, the same thing. They used to be just for making chips. Now they're getting into like the AI. They're making chips for cars. Like they're not just a graphics company now, or graphics card company. They haven't been for a while, but I still love the growth there. You'd think as a dividend ticker it would act a little bit more. So this went sideways forever, almost like an Amazon, just sideways here. And that's typically how a dividend ticker will act. Not a whole lot of movement. I think this still has a ton of growth. It's the spicier one. As far as chips go, there's Nvidia, AMD, Intel. I've been an Intel fan my whole life. Never really, like, as far as Intel or AMD, I'm on the Intel side, fighting AMD to the death. Okay, I was going to say I might have an AMD now. My last computer was an AMD. AMD's awesome. Nvidia, oh man, there's a reason it's not in the investment account. AMD's cool, but I thought Nvidia offered a little bit more, so of the chips, I went with that one. Google for the growth, Meta for the metaverse, Tesla, the big one there, getting into the energy sector. I don't think people really understand what that means. We're already talking about, I saw a lot of people talking today about power walls. That's spicing things up again. Power walls are very expensive. You guys know I have solar on my houses, and I don't have power walls on either of them. It just didn't make sense. So if you have solar without a power wall, you're connected to the grid. So that as long as that bright yellow ball shows up, it's going to hit those solar panels, charge, but you send that electricity back to the grid. Your meter has to go backwards. You got to get a duplex, so it's in and out. It goes both ways. So I'm actually getting credited, but then at night when the sun goes down, I'm pulling back. You know, as far as investments go, like, there's no need to panel your whole yard because they're going to pay you pennies. It's not worth it. But we're seeing a lot of like rolling blackouts in California. We got to save the grid. It's overwhelmed. You know, like the heat's killing a lot of things. But now a lot of people are talking about, I don't want to do that. It's very inconvenient. No one wants to sit in a house with no AC when it's 112 degrees outside. Whatever the case may be, they just don't want it. So now a power wall is a great alternative to that. Have the rolling power blackout, cut my power, that's fine. I'll run off the battery pack, and people will pay for that convenience. So we're getting there. I think Tesla's going to, my original bullish plan, the cars, they're awesome. The reason I bought Tesla in the first place, the very first place, was for the solar. I love the fact they're getting into solar. The battery packs, they're going to break into the energy sector, which is a sector as a whole wasn't that big before this year. It's a relative small sector, still just a $1 billion industry. And now your electricity bill, you're paying Tesla, right? It's one of the coolest plans because the grid is already there. Elon just gets to say, hey, thanks for putting those wires out. I'm going to use them real quick. I think it's going to be amazing. I think there's huge potential. And then there's just in general, the cars, the taxis, the Optimus bot. We can get down a rabbit hole with that thing. There is, the cards are laid out. It wouldn't take a serious player to play these cards right that Tesla has. They've already done, and why it like I said, with Elon, it comes with its own set of risk. That guy took it within just the hairline crack of bankruptcy, but made it. Like, I don't know. I don't think he was gambling like a lot of people did. I think everything was planned out, very, I want to say meticulous. A lot of people think Elon's shooting from the hip, and I don't. So taking it close to bankruptcy probably was a little too close to comfort, but still executed perfectly. And now we're way past that stage. Now it's how do we grow? We have so much money coming in. How do we grow it? Yeah, I wanted to keep this all simple, to the point. Nvidia is the new position. To wrap things up, my top 5 are, it just adds Ford on top of this. So if you want that one bonus ticker, Ford, they did bring their dividend back. Ford actually just kind of sits alone. You know what? Let's go through the top. Let's break them down from the top. As far as Tesla goes, about where I like to buy more. As a technical trader, I'll trade these up and down. I'll play these zones. As far as investing goes in Tesla, I still like to buy. I take profits from my trading account, and then I buy into the investment account, into these tickers. Also, I will sell options. Now, I'm 2 standard deviations out on these options, so I'll take that and I'll buy, more shares. Not crazy, but eventually it adds up to another 100 shares, which I get to sell another contract on. But so while I'm consistently buying, I do have a lot of cash. I don't want to say I'm not just sitting. I'm not a bank, but all of my profits are not going in right now. We're in a bear market, so it's time to buy, but it's also time that I don't want to just be throwing it all at it. So I actually like just this zone, the 250 zone. I'm not going to buy any in this zone. I'm going to buy the 250 and then like the 210 area. If it breaks below, I like to let the red candles just show up, keep going my panic into an investment account. These tickers are all still going to be here in 5 years, unless they're bankrupt and gone. Unless their team changes, something drastically changes. There's no need to make a video every day about an investment account. If something fundamentally didn't change, right, then yeah, I'm still in it, still buying. The roller coaster, I'm here for the ride. I don't necessarily like to know. I don't like to look at my account because watching it just go up or down, and like on the red days, you're looking like, man, you're down like 350 grand. You're like, had I just not done that, I could have just bought a house and then bought in the stock market. I'd have a free house. Like, no one likes having those thoughts. But anyway, here and here, if the red candles just keep coming, I'm going to let it go. When it turns around, then I'll add more. But with all my investments, with the money coming in, it's very important you have money coming in. You can just buy and hold, and that's cool. You'll get some gain out of that. But if you have that constant drip coming in, it is exponential. Like, your growth just gets out of hand. But of that coming in, I have money going into the investments, and then money going in, it's split into cash. Because I don't like to just dollar cost everything, I like to weight it to the downside. So while I'm buying, money on the sides goes in. I'm buying, maybe buy a little bit more. Anytime I have just an extra green day, like the trading just went nuts, it was a great day, boom, I'm buying. So there's some more in there. This level, cash on the side comes in. Red candle, red candle, red candle. Again, the extra green days, I bought. I see something like this, it bottoms out. I don't care where that bottoms at. But then I see this, high or low, start to turn around. Then I'll make that decision. I'll throw some cash on the side there. So with Tesla, I like those two. Meta is second place. Not a fan. I'm glad it pushed up out of this zone. It's not looking the best right now as a trader. As an investment goes, that's a level investors love to say, like, oh, I don't care if it goes lower because I'm going to back the truck up. I'm going to do this. Like, again, I'll buy more. I'll still be in it, but no one's a fan of looking at red, so I'm not going to. I don't know why the YouTubers like to kid. Maybe it makes them seem like cocky or confident, but you kind of just seem silly. I'd rather all my positions just go to $1 million. If everything could just pull an AMC and go to 100,000, I'd be fine. I could retire. I could be done. I could never look at a computer again. It'd be great. But breaking this level, I like it again around the 115. That's where I'm buying. No need for me. Like, as a trader, you'll probably call that a support. I don't care. I don't care about any of these. I like that area. So that's where I'm buying Meta again. Again, to be clear, while it's trending down, if I'm still short, if I have puts in my trading account or I'm trading something else, extra green day, I'll still buy. You'll see me pick up incremental shares, or it's from selling calls. They'll be in there. With the extra capital, by the way, I will sell puts. The capital doesn't just sit there on the side. I don't like to have money just sitting there decaying away. Like, with inflation, no, that's a silly idea. I could just have a savings account for that if I want to just piss money into the wind. So, like, I could sell the 115 put. If it never hits that, that's free money every week. That's cash that I have. I can still deploy it, but it locks it up just for that week into that put. It expires worthless. and I just get free money every week. And if it does hit and it exercises, well, then I just bought at 115. So it's like getting paid to put a limit order out there. Google. I did buy some more. I had an old alert go off, and that wick got it. So I did buy some more there. They're starting to have that same meta look. If that breaks, not going to be the biggest fan. So here's the Rona. So the Rona actually sent things up and then down. Most people think the Rona crash started right here, but they got everybody wound up first. We really got, a lot of these tickers have this saying, this October right here. And I like these areas. So I am going to check it out there. And then some more right there. So that's where the investment count will go. I don't want it to go that low. Hopefully it doesn't. But if we're there, just know that I'm buying. Again, we could hit that. I'm buying these for the next 10 years, not the next 10 days or the next 10 weeks. In extra volatility, how I manage things is, again, with that drip coming in, more goes to the cash. I'm a little bit more timid. If we're just melting off into the abyss, I don't like to just add on so I can lose more faster. I don't like to watch the red. There's still that trader in me that says, that's cool, I don't care what everyone values this at. Everyone's opinion right now is sell it. So it's going down. There's more red candles than green. I like to skip the red candles, as many as I can. Alright, Nvidia. So like I said, I've been buying in this zone. Here's there's that choppy part. We're already there. Man, if this breaks, I'm going to have to chill out. I like it, but that's where... Now, every zone I said I'm buying there, that's a rain or shine event I'm buying, right? The super bubble. We crash. If nukes go off, but not in my area. As long as I'm still alive, not wearing a lead vest, I'm not underground, and I have a Wi-Fi connection, probably going to buy some. Rain or shine event. And then Ford, like I said, Ford just happens to be an awesome one. It doesn't typically move like it has. Like, Ford's very chill. It's a very easy one to time and like sell puts and then sell calls against shares. This volatility lately has been, well, it put Ford on the map with a lot of people. But I'll also collect a quarterly dividend, but this is an easy weekly one to get. I'm good on Ford for a little bit. Very solid chance I'm buying at the 13. I'm for sure buying at the 11s. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here. Let me know, what are your, the call to action. What are your top 5 in your investment accounts? Brief description. You don't have to write a novel, but I'm curious. I want to hear everyone else's thoughts. Mine are literally, other than Ford, tech. So a lot of growth, a lot of risk. It will go hand in hand. There's no tipping the scales one way without the other. But I'm interested to hear, what are you guys in? Anyway, like, subscribe, all the stuff they say. It means a lot if you do. I'll see you in the next video.